Please, is there anything I can do, sir? Please. Don't do this to my wife, man. You don't know what you're doing to my family, man. Please. I'm begging you. I'm literally where am I going to put my feet? Sir, I'm begging you. Please. Please. Please.
That is not a crime, and you're telling me to get out of my vehicle.
Do you know where Lieutenant Mingus is right now? So, no, he's not in the building?
I don't know. I'm not.
What do you know? I'm not telling you nothing else until I find out who's driving that vehicle. You not a supervisor, bro. I need somebody higher than you right now.
If you didn't know, I went to the police academy and they kicked me out.
That's my purse! I don't know you!
Spit me on my face right now. She spit in my face.
Hello world, today is May 10th, 2024. If you haven't been following my case, there's plenty of audio and video for you to catch up on. I was put in jail for obstruction, a charge that nobody gets put in jail on, but they put me in jail for 6 months. Judge Zimmerman did this. And so now I'm dealing with the onslaught of having to keep my business alive, keep my social media channels going, and keep my attitude and my head up as I'm inside of an absolute horrific system that was initially built and intended to punish black people for being black.
All right, hold up, time out. He's got to keep his business going? What business? Selling those indestructible trifles? You must be out of your bloody mind, Chille. Nobody wants those damn things for $25. And now he wants to babble about the race card. That's right. When all else fails, pull the race card. It's a guaranteed shit starter. The only problem is, Chille, you're white. You're not black. It's not gonna work. Shut your mouth.
Now, I wish that wasn't true, but the actual process of this dungeon, if you get in trouble in here and they put you in the hole, they don't give you a book or a pencil. That means your brain cells shrink. An antisocial man who commits crimes is more likely to be more antisocial and commit more crimes if you shrink his brain cells. Why would they put you in a 6 by 9 foot room and take away your pencil and your book if it wasn't to create you worse, to make you a worse person? And so that's what this system is based on. The entire penal system in America is based on punishing black people for being black.
Again, Chille, you're not black. You're white. And who cares? Who cares if you have something to write with and some writing paper and the TV? Nobody cares, Chille. You have forfeited your right to live among us in society because you're an outlaw. That's right. You live outside society's norms. Look at you, making a fist towards the coppers. You're a cop hater. You're in the right place, Chille. Enjoy!
Now, I'm pretty conservative, so not everything is racist. However, the jail system and the prison system was literally created for exactly the reasons I stated. And I'm living it. I'm inside of it. I'm seeing it. I understand the processes in here now. It's completely barbaric. It's the most inhumane treatment you could possibly imagine. Now, fortunately for me, inside of the Clark County Detention Center, there are body cams on the supervising jail guards. And so they have body cams on. They follow a very rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols in here. So this is one of the best run dungeons in America.
I was rather hoping we'd see Chille on that TV show, Jail Las Vegas. Oh, that's a good show. Then we could see Chille in action, how he's really a tough guy. Yeah, because Chille's a real badass, isn't he?
The cops have not, the guards in here have not beat on me, and they have not hurt me, and other than putting me in the hole, which I think was unjust, for live streaming a phone call. I live streamed a phone call. They literally came in with 12 men, put me in handcuffs, and took me down to this place, 6 by 9 foot room. So I don't think it was fair, and I will petition this place when I get out for putting me in that hole.
Hey, Chille, did those 12 men make you bend over after they strip searched you and look up your butt with a flashlight? That's Chille's favorite part of the day, isn't it, Chille? I think he rather likes it.
But as far as being May 10th, 2024, I'm 60 days away from the appeal brief. The appeal brief is online. It's been filed. I will call my attorneys and I'll get it on my website, Legal Laws, within the next 24 hours. If you're not keeping up with my case, you should read that appeal brief. It goes over 4 basic factors: that I have a First Amendment right. Number 2 is that the statute is arbitrary and capricious, very vague and ambiguous. It could mean anything. Number 3, judicial misconduct or judicial bias. And number 4, ineffective counsel. Those are the 4 points that the appeal brief will cover.
We can only hope that this appeal is denied and that Chille spends the full 6 months in the slammer. As it is, he's going to spend at least 4 months in the slammer, but we want the entire sentence of 6 months. No time off for good behavior either. He hasn't had good behavior. He got caught live streaming and he was put in the hole. How many times you been in the hole, Chille? Oh, that must be terrible.
I have very limited time on the phone today, so I can't leave a long daily update. And I know this one's been a little bit choppy because I've been dealing with a lot of things. This is really difficult. However, please keep sending me mail. Keep sending me mail. Keep sending me letters. I really appreciate your letters. So please keep sending me letters. I really appreciate the letters.
Oh, yes, indeed. I'd really like to send Chille a letter, but I'm not going to waste my time and effort and whatever it is, 68 cents for a stamp. Yeah, I'd like to really tell him how Karma's a real mother. Man, I'm telling you, Karma's the mother of all mothers, Chille. What goes around comes around, baby boy. That's for filing all those false copyright strikes on Dr. Dave last year. Oh, you forgot about that? I didn't forget about it, and neither did Karma.
I've gotten so many letters. The other day, someone wrote me a letter, and I caught myself damn near crying as I read this letter. And I really appreciate you sharing your stories with me, that what you've been through and how you've been cheated by the cops, and the reason why you follow the channel, the reason why you agree with me, and the reason why you feel for me now that I'm in this dungeon. I really appreciate those letters. Keep the letters coming. I really appreciate it. I love it when I get 10 or 20 letters and I get to sit there and just read what you write and escape my own horrific surroundings.
Our good buddy Chille must have been under the misapprehension that jail was some kind of country club where everybody went like a big family reunion, learn new skills like carjacking, breaking and entering, things of that nature. Well, Chille, I tell you, man, jail's not a fun place. And you found that out, haven't you? Well, you enjoy your next few months in there, sonny boy.
Because the stories you guys have told me about your lives and how you were put in jail and the top of the torture by you and hurt your wrist, it helps me understand that what I'm doing is correct and right, and that my truth is not just my truth, but it's yours as well. So keep writing me letters. And my friend Alan, dude, I love you, bro. I wrote you back. Thank you so much. You are my Quan, dude. You are... The letter I wrote you back, Alan, is freaking hilarious. I can't write back everybody because I get too many letters, but I can write back some of you, and I have. A few of you got letters from me. Thank you. From human being to human being.
Oh, now wait a minute. I gotta stop you right there. Human being? Well, I guess he is a member of the human race, but he's not a human being. He's more like an animal. Yeah, and right now he really is an animal. They're keeping him caged for 6 months. That's perfect, Chille. I tell you what, I couldn't be happier right now. The only thing that would make me happier is if you were going to stay in jail for a year.
You know, besides getting the eye care gift packages where I actually get stuff where I can eat, the letters I get is just, man, you don't even know what it does for me. So I just want to say thank you. To my family, to my friends, I love you. I'm staying strong. 60 days from now, my appeal brief will be heard. And at that point, I'm hoping on July 10th that I'll be released from this dungeon. So pray for me. Keep me in your thoughts. You're in my thoughts. I appreciate you so much. I gotta go. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later, Gators.
Oh, I'm going to pray for you, all right, Chille. I'm going to pray that you stay in there the full 6 months. And I'm going to pray that you go back for another 6 months real soon. Yeah, because you got 2 more court hearings coming up about the same thing. And I don't think you've learned your lesson. I think you need to stay in there for a while. No doubt about it. Well, hey, good people, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a Dr. Dave double play. Now, this is not from my archives. This is a brand new video. And this is a Delete Laws bootlicker. He looks like he lives in his van. You decide. But let's listen in, because this lad really has an infatuation with Chille's trifold. And he wants you to have one as well, Rodex left.
Has anyone ever gotten this off of, I think, Delete Law's website? I got one. Apparently it costs $5, and it's all of the pamphlet, and then this piece of paper. So if you want to have information for when you're a cop, or when you're pulled over by a cop, I think this is the primary thing. This thing is primarily used for when you're pulled over by a cop.
Alright, so is this guy indicative of Chille's supporters? Because he's got his camera wrong way round. What the hell? I straightened this picture out. And what the hell is all that on that shelf behind him in the van? Peanuts and popcorn? And what the hell is wrong with that van? Look at the driver's door. What the hell? Does that guy live in his van? It looks like it. But he says, well, apparently this is $5. You don't even know how much it was? Man, I'm telling you, let's carry on.
Then you show the cop this. All this information. It's a little sticky. I've had it for a while. I'll say a friend gave it to me in Corinth. Oh, yep, the pages got stuck together somehow.
Now, good people, I ask you, how would the pages get stuck together? Well, there's a simple explanation, but YouTube wouldn't like if I said it. But it's got something to do with this sticker on the screen. Think about it.
This information is kind of useful and useless. So Chille's throwing a lot of information that's not necessary, but he talks about things that he feels is important to him, like, okay, passengers don't have to give ID right here. All right, don't talk to the cop. He will get your information at the jail. Let's see. So, I mean, yeah, this isn't exactly something that you hand to the cop. You know, that's what I would be looking for, is something I could just hand over to the cop.
So it sounds to me like this Yahoo doesn't like the trifold. You don't like the trifold, sonny boy? You just want something to hand over to the cop. Well, here's a suggestion, sonny boy. You can give him the driver's license, the registration, and the proof of insurance. How about that?
But this is to remind people of their rights, because a lot of people don't know their basic rights. Get out passenger. Let's see. The spirit of the law is for the officer's safety. The only way you could challenge a cop is if it was on camera and the order is clearly not for officer safety. You risk abuse and jail by challenging the order. Let's see. So, out of all this information, cop says threats, specifically the words that instigate violence. You could or would. Okay. You can't park on highway. See, that's one that's interesting. I don't know why you put that, but
Never saw a trifold before, and this is the first time I read it, but I will say, if you want to be arrested, follow the advice on this trifold. you will surely be detained at the very least, and if you're lucky, you get to ride in the back of the squad car. Well, remember, you paid for that squad car, so you should be able to ride in it.
It's a part of the right to travel. Let's see. Okay, the rights to remain silent. So, the rights that I think Chille exercised when he was arrested and put in jail is pretty much the right to film cops. Let's see. With Turner versus Driver and Irizarry. Let's see. Our right to film police falls squarely within the First Amendment to hold government officials accountable. Turner. Okay. Officer, you face personal liability if you in any way hinder me filming. So Chille, he recorded a cop on a traffic stop, and then he I guess wouldn't follow the lawful orders, and then was arrested and convicted and thrown in jail for 6 months.
I'm having difficulty trying to figure out if this guy's for Chille or against him. I don't know, he seems a little bit off, doesn't he? I think he's for Chille, but it's just not coming out of his mouth the right way.
And there's another piece of paper right here. Let's see, right to travel, right to work. That's kind of sovereign citizen stuff. Let's see. Jurisprudence dealing with the effects of an emergency, construction with reference to common law. Let's see. So he made a court script for a right to work. Unenfranchised common law. Let's see.
I find it interesting that under right to work, a third sentence down, it says corporate Ponzi schemes. I'm just a little Joe from Kokomo. What is he babbling about? Corporate Ponzi schemes. Oh, wait a minute now, Chille. You're not running a corporate Ponzi scheme, are you? And then he says up there, I'm a unenfranchised common law freeman. Chille. I don't know, man. I'm surprised.
This Lawyers Kick California, there's a group called Our Nevada Judges. If it's even a group, it could be just an individual who's reporting on Chille DeCastro's incarceration. And it sounds like communication is really breaking down. They've maybe Delete Laws is getting settled in jail and just communicating less. I mean, it's expensive. What is it, like a couple dollars a minute to talk on the phone? So it's not really cost effective, and that's just arbitrary costs. I mean, cost effective based on the arbitrary pricing that the jails usually set for calling out.
What is this boy babbling about? I certainly don't know, and I don't think he does either. Like I said, I don't know if he's for or against Chille. I can't tell. But we're only going to listen to him a couple more minutes because I'm losing my mind.
You know, it goes both ways, but for a while, people were like, you know, oh, you're free to leave. And we're just thinking only that. And now it can go both ways. Just like I give consent and now I revoke consent. I'm free to leave and I'm free to stay. Just, you know, think of whatever maybe other examples of scenarios for that. Yeah, delete laws, it's a difficult situation. I also got What Are Human Rights? This was somewhere in South Mississippi. We're all born free and equal This isn't from Delete Laws, though. There's a lot of interesting information that you could use. No slavery, no torture. You have the right no matter where you go. You have rights no matter where you go, even in jail, okay?
Well, good people, that's enough of that moron. I can't listen to him any longer, and I know you can't either. Yes, look at him. He's a little bit off. Well, maybe he's a lot off. I don't know. But one of Chille's supporters, no doubt about it. I tell you what, good people, let's do a Dr. Dave triple play while we're all here. Let me reach into my archives and let's look at Chille's appeal that got turned down, because I never get tired of watching that. Roll that clip. Today's video takes us to beautiful, glittering Las Vegas, Nevada. But we're not going to be on the strip where all the glitter's at. We're going to be in the courtroom, listening to Chille DeCastro's appeal being denied.
All right, Jose DeCastro, 23 CR 013015.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Chris Courtroom on behalf of Mr. DeCastro. He's present.
Nice to see you, Chris. Good morning.
Good morning, Agnes Patel from the State Farm number 11064.
All right, this is your motion.
Yes, Your Honor. First of all, I've had a chance to watch the video of the trial. I watched Mr. DeCastro come into the courtroom in an extraordinarily disrespectful fashion and refer to the marshal in the most inappropriate way. I then saw some other things that I consider very poor courtroom antics. And Mr. DeCastro was convicted. He is given 6 months in jail. One thing I know he's going to do today is, for no other purpose, no matter what your ruling is, he wants to say sorry. I've asked him if he'd say sorry to the court. I understand that you may see it as that he should have apologized to the marshal. I don't see the marshal in here that he did.
The poor lad looks like he's ready to have a mental breakdown, break out crying right there, doesn't he? That's because he got put in the hole. He was made to bend over and grab his ankles while guards looked up his you-know-what with flashlights. He found that demeaning and dehumanizing. Well, that's what it's supposed to do. You're not on picnic. This is not a holiday for you. This is jail, buddy.
One thing I would note for the court is that the issues that I saw seem to be significant constitutional issues. The court addressed it, but what I did notice is that this should have been really briefed beforehand on First Amendment issues so the court could have had that. That's your fault.
This case has nothing to do with the First Amendment. We're going to hear that in just a few moments. Yeah, Chille always wants to make it about the First Amendment and the fact that he's a journalist. But I tell you what, today's appearance is in stark contrast to last time. Look at him. He's only been in jail for what? Less than 2 weeks. He looks like he's a broken man. Of course, that could all be an act for him just to play sympathy to the judge. But it's not going to work today, sweetheart.
I think it just should have been done beforehand. I also noticed that at time of sentencing, the state asked for a suspended sentence, but Mr. Castro just pushed it, and I see reasonably agitated and irritated the court into causing a sentence that is now 6 months. This man, from what I can tell, Your Honor, has no prior felony convictions whatsoever. I'm doing that upon information and belief. I haven't run the scope. I know the state could do that, but I don't see that he has any felony convictions. He's made his appearances, and I think the time in jail has been shocking to him.
Oh, I agree, counsel. Being in jail would be a shock for anyone. You're deprived of all your natural rights. You're placed in a dungeon. You have to wear torture cuffs. Sometimes you get put in a hole if you're not a good boy. Yeah, that would be a lifestyle change. But you see, that's what happens when you're a smartass in life and think that you know more than everybody else. Yeah, Chille's not such a smartass now, is he? He's not walking around talking about coppers and what does he call them? Jackboot thug pigs. Yeah, jackboot thug pigs. He's not talking about any of that right now. Yeah, he's towing the line because he knows if he gets out of line, he'll be going right back to the hole, bending over, grabbing his ankles, and nefarious things will happen to him.
I know it has, because I can tell the reaction of the calls every day and how difficult it is for him. I think he pushed this and is learning a very, very difficult lesson in life. I would ask the court to consider, based upon his ties to the community, with sister here, nephew, he has a whole bunch of people who wanted to come to court, which I suggested may be a very, if they're going to come here, be respectful and mindful of what's already occurred in this court. But what I asked the court to do, given his lack of any serious criminal history, his remorse for his behavior in this courtroom during that trial.
Remorse? This boy has no remorse for anything. The only remorse he has is that he got caught running his smart-ass mouth to the judge, and now he's paying for it. That's the only remorse he has. Otherwise, as soon as he gets out of jail, he's going to bash the cops again. He's going to bash the judge. He's going to file multiple lawsuits on everybody he can find, because that's all he knows how to do. Look at that smug-ass look on his face.
And the fact that the state at the time did not want jail time, is I'd ask for an appeal bond, Your Honor, so that the issue can be, these issues can be properly raised. And so with that, Your Honor, I asked for an OR. I would just say a reasonable bail. I would suggest that since he came to the trial, since he already has gotten a taste of what inappropriate behavior in a courtroom looks like and feels like, I would ask for a bail in the amount of $10,000 or $20,000, appeal bond in the amount of $10,000 or $20,000.
With all the money that Chille is raising on his GoFundMe pages, why can't he afford a decent attorney? This guy is not well spoken. Yeah, well, Your Honor, as I can tell, he doesn't have any felonies. He either does or he doesn't, not as you can tell. And then he says, Mr. DeCastro has a whole bunch of people in here supporting him. What kind of language is that for a top-notch attorney? A whole bunch of people? Let's carry on.
With that, Your Honor, I submit.
Your Honor, may I respond orally? Typically, pursuant to the Nevada rules of criminal practice, the state has 10 days to file an opposition, but this was placed on calendar very quickly, so I would ask for leave of the court to answer orally.
Okay.
Your Honor, I'm in receipt of Mr. Orum's motion for bail, or the alternative for his own recognizance release. I would note that NRS 178.488 does make it discretionary upon this court whether you would allow bail pending appeal. Mr. DeCastro, there has been a briefing schedule set before Judge Levitt in district court on the appeal, but it's not set to be heard until July.
That boy looks so pitiful, doesn't he? He must be looking at his family in the courtroom. Please help! Please help! Oh, I'm in the dungeon! Oh, I have to bend over and grab my ankles. Please help! Well, I tell you what, this is either going to do him some good or it's going to make him twice as hateful as he was before. Most likely the latter. Yeah, he's going to become worse than he ever was.
It's discretionary, Your Honor, as with a lot of the bail settings in Nevada, it's discretionary. And the state would oppose this court setting a bail at this point. There seems to be this assumption that this court sentenced Mr. DeCastro to 6 months in the Clark County Detention Center just because of his conduct or his inappropriate conduct in court. I would venture to say that Your Honor presided over the trial where you found guilt beyond a reasonable doubt for both the obstructing a police officer and resisting a police officer. You saw his conduct in the body-worn camera by the officer, and I would venture to say, and I would submit to the court, that the 6-month sentence that you imposed isn't simply for his behavior in court or his behavior to your marshals, but that it is an appropriate sentence placed upon the defendant by the court due to the charges and the evidence that you saw during trial.
That must be a horrible feeling, standing in court, listening to people argue your case back and forth, and then in the end, one person's going to decide your fate. The same judge that you were a jerk to. Of course, judges are impartial. At least they're supposed to be. And poor Chille looks like a broken man, doesn't he? Yeah, he's all broke up. He's tore up from the floor up. And he doesn't like bending over, grabbing his ankles when he doesn't wear any clothes. Yeah, that's got to be dehumanizing, I have to admit.
There's also been this claim that Mr. DeCastro has stayed trouble-free for most of his life. I would venture to say, yes, he does not have felony convictions, he does not have gross misdemeanor convictions, but he does have pretty consistent contact with law enforcement. He does have a warrant out of Ohio for a trespass.
Yeah, he sure does have a warrant out of Ohio. That's why he couldn't file a counterclaim on Dr. Dave, file a lawsuit. He couldn't come to Ohio. The poor lad. Because I sure would have turned him in. No doubt about that. Now let's listen a little bit more to the prosecutor. And remember, this prosecutor asked for a 90-day suspended sentence. Chille just couldn't shut his mouth, though, could he?
Have a warrant out of Ohio for a trespass. And I understand that's a piddly misdemeanor. However, it is in warrant status. And he has a pending case in Las Vegas Justice Court for the very same offenses that the court heard during the trial here. As to the claim that, hey, there were issues before trial and there should have been First Amendment issues raised or briefed prior to, Your Honor, defense counsel was able to argue the First Amendment defense. Your Honor heard these arguments both during the trial and during closing arguments. Mr. DeCastro, when he took the stand, raised them as a defense, but Your Honor held, after listening to all of the evidence and applying the law, or found him guilty regardless. This was not a First Amendment issue. The state stands by that.
Now, did you hear that, good people? It's not a First Amendment issue. By the way, somebody made me this meme. I really like it. If you read it, you'll get a good laugh out of it. Yeah, you shouldn't be able to grift easy money from social media. Yeah, no doubt about it. But at any rate, looks like Chille's going to stay in the pokey. Or is it the slammer? Well, I guess it depends on the mood of Bubba and the boys that day, doesn't it?
This was simply the defendant breaking the law. And he was sentenced accordingly for his behavior. It was a conduct, it was a consequence, an appropriate sentence imposed by the court to the defendant. And so we would oppose any kind of change or any kind of bail setting or an OR at this point. This is not a pretrial detention. This is not a pretrial, as Valdez-Jimenez was cited also in defense counsel's motion. Valdez-Jimenez stands for pretrial detention. Mr. DeCastro is no longer cloaked with the presumption of innocence. He has been found guilty beyond a reasonable doubt by Your Honor. And so at this point, I would ask that the 6-month sentence that you imposed stand and that he remain in custody.
Hear, hear. I second that motion, Mrs. District Attorney. You did a fine job of arguing the case in front of the judge. A much better job than the defense attorney did. Yeah, Chille's just wasting his money. I wonder how many thousands of dollars he spent on that first Yahoo attorney, and now this appellate attorney? Man, well, he doesn't care because his subscribers donate that money. They must really be stupid. More stupid than Chille. Is that possible?
Mayor, I'd like to agree.
Yes, and I ask the interpreter to quit reading. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
There's an interpreter over there. Yeah, Merrick speaking.
Oh, I'm talking about the
I'm
Spanish
sorry.
interpreter. Yes, go ahead.
Your Honor, the statute we cited is, in fact, just discretionary to you to determine on appeal, pending appeal, whether a appeal bond can be issued. I hear the state. I recognize that you found him guilty. I'm not trying to in any way argue that. On appeal, there are legitimate issues. The court can see that, there are some First Amendment issues just from watching the video, things that a court could consider on appeal. And so that's the only basis I'm bringing that up on. But given the fact that I think he really is contrite for what he's done.
Oh, dearie me. Sounds like Chille's going to be doing some sober living for 6 months. And he made a new friend. Just don't drop that soap in the shower, Chille. I'm telling you, Bubba will get you.
Have you watched the videos that have been posted since he's been incarcerated?
I have. I'm in a murder trial.
Okay, so.
So I had a chance.
So he's going to apologize to me in a minute, but that's not what he's saying on what he's publishing online in his phone calls from the jail. That's not what he's saying at all. And are you aware that he has a trial pending in Las Vegas Municipal Court. He has a case pending in Good Springs Justice Court where he continues to manufacture situations where he'll get arrested.
Chille, the judge has been watching your little shows from jail. She's been listening into you. Act like a big man. Perhaps you'll stop doing those live streams from jail, huh, Chille? Yeah, you're just trying to save your YouTube channel. I get it, but I don't think there's any hope in saving your channel. You'll be in that slammer for 6 months, boy.
Your Honor, I recognize that's what he was sort of doing for a living, and this is, he's now being incarcerated.
Right. So what he's saying in the couple of weeks since he's been incarcerated, when he calls from the jail and publishes them on his website, is not what he's about to say to me. Okay? So he's going to apologize to me now, but that's not what he's doing publicly, okay?
Yes, Your Honor, I hear that. I won't have him speak at this time, but I would still ask you to consider that there may be legitimate issues. I think there are for Judge Levitt to consider, and I think these are sort of issues of first impression. That was the other thing I saw, is that in the state of Nevada, I can't find any case law that specifically talks about this filming of police officers. What I would say to the court is I recognize that it's obnoxious behavior. That's what it appears to be. Whether it's protected is another thing that I think higher courts need to look at. But
the word obnoxious. Now that's a good word to describe Chille DeCastro and his attitude towards police. That's a great word, obnoxious. Except that Chille probably doesn't know what that means. He'll have to look it up online. Oh, that's right. I think they took away his phone now, didn't they?
I can see if the court has already made up the court's manual.
Well, I want to be clear. I did not have a problem with him filming, and I said that when I sentenced him. That was not the issue. It was the safety issues that he created with his behavior. And I also did not sentence him because of his ridiculous behavior in court. That wasn't why I sentenced him to jail. I sentenced him because I found him guilty beyond reasonable doubt, and I thought that was the appropriate sentence. I could have given him 180 days on each count and ran it consecutive for a year in jail, but I didn't. And his behavior was unacceptable in court, but that's not what I sentenced him for. I did not sentence him for his behavior in court. I sentenced him for his behavior for the 2 charges that he faced.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so your motion is denied. Thank you.
Oh, I would have loved that. If the judge had sentenced him to 180 days on each count for 1 year in the dungeon, Chille really would be a broken man in 1 year. Oh, there's no doubt about it. I bet he's lost about 40 pounds since he's been in there. What do you think, good people? We won't recognize him when he comes out. He's probably grown a beard by now and look like a tough guy. He's pumping iron, doing push-ups every day. Yeah. There you have it, good people. Back to the slammer. Yeah, or in his case, it could be the pokey, or it could be both. Well, I don't really care if it's the slammer or the pokey as long as he's locked up. That makes me happy, I'm telling you. At any rate, good people, if you enjoy watching stupid people do stupid things on my channel, please subscribe. As always, thanks so much for stopping by there, law professor, or whatever the hell you call yourself. Yeah, maybe you'll get a real job when you get out of the pokey. Then again, maybe not. Cheers to that.
It is going to be really hard to get through this month. I'm trying to get my whole life together right now.
I'm in touchdown position, just like a goalpost.
Bruh, you don't know the law. I can be within 10 feet of any traffic stop in the entire world.
What are you here for?
To record.
For what reason? You gotta have a reason. You come in and say, I'm gonna wake up today, I'm gonna go down to the courthouse, and I'm just gonna start filming panoramic views for no reason.
And this is the first cruiser.
This is your job. Yes, it is. You took an oath to uphold our rights. Yet you don't even know jack shit about that oath you swore.
You can't remove me. Nothing says you.
Nothing says I have to.
Consensual conversation over. Shut up.
Don't touch me. I'm trying not to get hit.
Don't touch me.
Don't touch me. I know how to walk. Clearly not. You put some tape up, or I'm coming back over there.
This is your last warning before you're arrested for obstructing.
Okay, so under threat of arrest.
Sir, I already explained
Under
it to you.
threat of arrest.
You took another step forward, sir. Therefore, you're under arrest right now for obstructing. Put your hands behind your back.
Please don't touch me. Please don't touch me. Please don't touch me.
You don't understand that,
Please
sir.
do not touch me. Please do not touch me.
You can't come into the building.
Please do not touch me.
Hey, so could you guys let my viewers know what the Third Amendment is? Anybody? Anybody?
I'm a driving vehicle.
Anything from me?
I'm a driving vehicle.
You need anything from me?
I'm a driving vehicle.
Well, I'm doing it, and there's nothing you or this officer can do about it. Really? Really?
Don't touch
I'm
me.
not touching you.
Trust me, you're not gonna touch me, bro. Why you all touching me? Why you all touching me? I want your business card too. You're coming up to me. I'm gonna FOIA request that too.
What are you arresting me for?
Well, when you go to the station, I'll tell you the charges.
You gotta tell me now, bud.
Each public body shall prominently display at each of its administrative or regional. Does not say website.
Why you are here?
This is our first time.
Why you are here?
I don't answer your questions, brother.
Why you cannot answer my question?
I choose not to.
Oh, get your hands off. Get your hands off me. You're assaulting me now. I'm gonna be under arrest? No, that's a summons. No, you're not putting me under arrest right now.
I'm not talking to you. You're dismissed. You're dismissed.
I'm telling you, leave here now.
Nope.
I'm telling you, leave now.
I'm telling you no, sir.
Well, you call somebody else. You better call somebody else. Call a judge. Call a judge.
Do not comply with my request, I will arrest you and you will be removed. Turn around.
I either take you into custody. Do not turn off my camera equipment. Doesn't work. Yes, you do. You're my public servant, sir.
This is a public area. No, it's my property, sir. This is a public area.
Not record in the
This
lobby
is a
of the
public
police department.
area.
It is not.
No, the Supreme Court's already decided on this.
Give me my name and give me your name on a card right now. Same offer goes to you.
I will slap on your face.
You slap on my face, you'll have a lawsuit.
I want you to call your supervisor.
You're under arrest. Go ahead.
Identify and go on the other side of the tape.
Anything I can say to get you to comply with?
Yes, just identify and go on the other side of the
Right now, I'm
tape.
placing you under arrest for Penal Code 148, subsection A.
Okay, cool.
Subsection 1.
Okay, cool.
I dare
Get
you.
out of here
I
now.
dare you to do it. What is your name?
Now.
What is your name?
I told you now. Leave now.
He's already threatened to rip my window out. I gotta roll it up around you.
I don't want to do that.
Yo, this is gonna be a Fed case, buddy. I'm telling you, you're messing with the wrong guy here.
It is not in your face. It is not in your face. Who are you?
Only under the threat of arrest. Now, let me ask you, if I am arrested.
I'm not having any more conversation. You're either leaving or getting arrested.
I can say whatever I want here. I can tell him. I absolutely can. You want to arrest me and we can take it to court and find out?
Dude, you're a coward, bro.
Just back off.
Why don't you ask the property owners to ask me to back off? This is private property. Do you own it?
Are you threatening me with violence?
I'm telling you that if
Look, don't tell me what to do, man. Call your sergeant.
What's your name?
What is your name?
What's your name?
You just threatened to slap him.
What's your name?
My name? Your boss.
Enjoy your walk of shame. Have a good day. And that, my friends, is how you handle police officers in America.
Tell them to leave me alone. That because I need to conduct my investigation on this property without anybody interfering.
Why are you doing this to me, sir? You're really gonna arrest me for this? You're gonna arrest me for this?
Get out.
This is personal property. Here they're talking about their personal
You need to
stuff.
de-escalate a little bit.
I don't know the need to de-escalate. You came here with one purpose only.
This guy just walked up within a foot of me trying to run into me on purpose.
Not doing anything wrong.
You're driving. You have a suspended license.
Hello, my sweet peeps, my lovelies.
If you don't know, honey, if you don't know, you're not qualified to take on a man. You're not strong enough to take on a man. Any man could beat the shit out of you.
Ma'am, you need to leave the building.
No, I don't have to leave. I'm not doing
Ma'am,
anything.
you need to get up and leave the building.
Why? Why are you being so
Because you have
rude?
no business here. Slap you on the face, motherfucker.
I dare you. I dog dare you. You punk little bitch.
Assholes.